Today I'm joined by Nikola Lazarevic. Nikola, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jamie. Big hello to you and all of your audience.
Thank you very much. So go on then, could you start us off with your early days playing football? Who actually got you into the game?
Well, I don't know. I think it was at my very early age when I was a kid. Uh, I was very interesting about football. I was interested to watch the football, and also I was very patient when I was young as a fan because I'm the big fan from some clubs, and it was something what was very interesting for me to be very close to football and how I grow up and time goes by, and then I wanted to start to play football, and I made the first steps in the local teams here, in the local teams in my hometown in Niš, in hometown in Niš in Serbia, and then this is how I started to play football. This club is this club named Radnički from Niš is was always in the Super League, and in this period in former Yugoslavia, and also now in Serbia. It's a local team, it's a local club, but it's a good club with tradition, and this is something what motivated me to go to this club and start my playing career.
So how long did your playing career actually last? Because I believe you got into management really early on.
Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah. In some point, I realized I was in academy here, and in some point, I realized that I could not go further, and maybe I will not be I will not manage to succeed to the first team, and then in this period, I stopped to play football, and from this time, from this day, from that day, I exactly knew that I want to stay in football, and I also realized and I knew that the next step could be or football coach or something inside the organization. And during my high school time, I also was very interested about, for example, coaching education after that. And after high school, I enrolled the faculty of the sport and in class of football and for football coaches. And then I continued to educate myself in this way.
So I believe you stayed in Serbia in the first couple of years in your coaching career at Car Constantine in 2008. That was your first proper step into the professional environment. So how was that being one of your first experiences as a coach?
Yeah, but I can tell you that my first experience as a coach started at 99 or 1999 or 2000, which means 90 00. In this period, after my education, I started with academies. I started to be a football coach in some academy here in my hometown, and I work more than 8 years in academy here. And for example, now from this academy, I can also mention we bring a lot of national team players, a lot of national team players who now in this time participate in national teams. So in that period, I realized that I need to shut down this page of uh, of my life, and wanted to go further. And after that, as you said, from 2008, I started to focus only with the 18 players, which means with senior football. This is what this is what was interesting for me to continue.
And what was that like to step into the senior football as a coach?
Yeah, but in this period, I wanted to educate myself also, and I participated in and enrolled those UEFA license course, and together with this, I started to be the assistant coach. My first role was assistant coach in the club when I started to play football, and I used this first couple of years only to for experience, only to see. Yes, first of all to help, but also to see how other coaches who has the head coach position, how they work, and which kind of system they work, and uh, I go step by step in learning uh, this process, because I always had in my mind, and in some point I want to start separately, stop my job, start working separately from other head coaches, and to go to some way, some road of head coach. What was interesting for me from the first day. So I use this period to educate myself.
So you went to Radaki Nis afterwards to become the assistant. Again, that was only for a year, but I
Yeah.
suppose as a manager or assistant manager wanting to get into senior football, you have to go to be an assistant to learn off other people who have been in the game much more longer than you did.
Yeah, actually, you know, the football in Serbia is in some level. I don't know, when we talk about clubs here, we have some particular level when we compare with the football in Europe. Also, as you maybe know, because of the UEFA competition, there are some clubs who participate in UEFA competition, like Red Star Belgrade, like Partizan Belgrade, and last couple of years also some clubs. But Radnički Niš is not in that level. For example, of organization, of I don't know, some traditions, or some other things. And the Radnički Niš is some average club here in Serbia, but with history. With history, I let me let me mention. I need to mention that, for example, at the beginning of 80s, Radnički Niš was a semi-finalist of UEFA competition. They play against Dundee United, for example. They won Dundee United, and after that they play against Hamburger. So they have some traditions. But if we speak about this period 40 years ago, but now it's not enough for me in the level I wanted to develop myself. And also in this point. I make the decision that for me maybe it's better, and also for more other things it's better to go abroad and find some club abroad than to stay in Niš, in my hometown in Serbia, because also after that I wanted to enroll pro license and go further and make some further steps. And in this period, I made a decision to go abroad. For example, after only 1 year as the assistant coach here in Radnički. But Radnički is always my second home, and anytime I can go back. And who knows, maybe in some time um, I can come here in Serbia and start my career from my hometown and from this club. But in this period, also the head coach was my good friend, and I need to tell you that also he lived Serbia and Radnički. He lived 1 year after my leaving. He also lived, and he also started his career in Asia in
So
those Arabic clubs.
so for you, the pro license is obviously something that all managers who want to be at the top level need to have. But to get the pro license, you have to already be working at the top level. So for you, you moved to Tajikistan over in Asia. So why was that the right move for you? Because that's a really great but obscure country to go to.
Yeah, when we discuss about this, when you talk about this, and when you say Tajikistan, It's absolutely not attractive destination of football because I'm sure a lot of guys didn't heard about this country. Yeah, and when you say Tajikistan, who knows what is over there and something like this. But in this point, I need to be honest. It was only the only option for me. It was the only option for me to go over there and to be the part of the coaching staff of national team. And in this period, in this point, I was thinking a lot about this, and I said, okay, I want to go over there. I will go over there and start something new. And at the beginning, I also didn't know where I go, what I can expect over there, and something like this. But no, for some plans of mine, I said, okay, this is my next step. I want to go over there, and I didn't regret because, as I told you, Tajikistan is not attractive destination, not even touristic. And then not to speak and talk about football. But in this period, being part of the national team coaching staff for me was a big step. And especially, but we participated in this period. We participated the qualification for the World Cup, for the Asian Cup. Sorry, for the Asian Cup, and it was a big step for me. And also, this is the chance I didn't want to miss.
So when you went to Tajikistan, what did you expect, and what was it like for you on, I suppose, in football, but then also away from football as well?
Yes, I think the most important thing in this case is as you mentioned, the things out of football, because when you go somewhere and you need to spend, for example, 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, 3 years. That doesn't matter how long. You need to be familiar what you can expect over there. What is a country like, the city where you will stay, the mentality of the people, the food, their habits, and a lot of things. Because if you if you are not satisfied with those things, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to give 100% on your job. Do you understand? And it was. I didn't have any expectation. Only see some. I only got some information, read some information about the country, about the city. But when I came over there and saw all those things, first it was, to be honest, difficult for me. But if you have focus only about work and this, what you can expect in football, when we speak about football, then you can make some compromise. But the point is, for me, for example, the point is, as soon as you adapt for all these things, especially from mentality, these people, um, it could be more easy for you to continue a job and continue work over there. And yes, sometimes it was hard for me, but as I told you, I have some goals in my mind, and also I didn't want to miss this chance to participate, to to play those qualifications. And for me, it was a big step.
Well, I suppose for you, when you were there, you made a really good name for yourself in the country, but obviously that has to build up. So you were with the national team of Tajikistan twice, but the first time that you were with them, what was that whole experience like for you?
Yeah. Uh, as the many people say, that it doesn't matter which national team you take. If you are head coach or in your coaching staff in national team, I think it's normal that all of us think that there is some level when you work in teams. There is some level. So yeah, I was very familiar about our organization of this federation, Football Federation of Tajikistan, and also those organizations about everything inside. and also our responsibility was much serious and much bigger than I don't know, working in some club here. And also in this period, because in this period I've done I did this analytic job, and I think we had a good how to say good work over there, good work over there, because we are the maybe the first or the second uh, coaching staff, foreign coaching staff in the country. And for me, and also especially for them, I think that we in this period we made fundamental things, how uh, we think, and the most important thing that they accept this, how we think that this football federation needs to develop themselves from the youngest categories of national teams, national teams, to first team. And I can tell you that from this point, because I went a couple of times in Tajikistan, and every time I go, I noticed that the progress is bigger and bigger. You know what is good for Tajikistan, for example, if you see last year they participate in Asian Cup, and they lost quarterfinal against Jordan, which was a very very good game, very good game. So this is why I'm telling you this, because I think step by step, year by year, there is a progress much bigger and bigger than 10 years ago when I was first time, which means 12 years ago.
Well, I suppose obviously you went back to Tajikistan many times, but you did go back to Serbia, and you went back to Karl Konstantin that you were there before, but this time you return as the head coach. So why did you want to return? Did you want the head coach managerial role?
You think you think about Tajikistan and FC Istiklal?
No, Karl Konstantin, you went back to Serbia.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't understand it. Yeah. But in this period, I went back. And I make some pause, and then it was a good option for me. I thought maybe it is okay to start a job in Serbia. I didn't want to lose so many times, so I started to participate as a head coach in the club in this period. It was more than 10 years ago, and to see how can I how to say, I needed to start from somewhere as a head coach, and I was thinking this period maybe Super League teams are big decision for me. Maybe I need to go one step down, and then I started with this club, and that's it. Basically, that's it. I
So
wanted to see. Mhm.
So sorry, but you went to China, which obviously, I suppose for you when you were in Serbia, perhaps were you fulfilled? Is that why you wanted to leave and go back to or go to China, or did you just want a new challenge?
Yeah, of course. As I told you, in this period, more or less everybody, like especially me, I was familiar with the situation here in Serbia when we speak about football. And in some point, I realized that maybe it's not the time to be a part of this organization. We can talk also about this. And in this period, I had, for example, two choices: or to be a part of this Serbian organization, but what is the price of this, and to go out and to fight for myself, something like this. And then I decided to go abroad and to start something I thought in this period is is the right way to go.
So you went to China just before 2016. You were there from 2014 to 2015, but in 2016 they had a big influence of money, where they wanted Chinese football to be the next big dominant thing in world football. But when you were there, you were with the youth teams. So what did you see in China? Did you see potential in these footballers to become top level athletes?
Very, very big enthusiasm, very big from China's people. I need to say this. In this period, as you remember, China was some kind of boom in world about money, about everything. So they have a people in political organization who came in this period and who love the football very much, and they make some kind of project from couple of years, let's say from decades. They wanted to develop this sport over there, because as you already know, the football is not their primarily sport. They're much better. They're much better in some other sports, but they made a decision. They wanted to develop football over there, and they started with this project with very, very big enthusiasm. They opened so many schools, so many academies. They bring the level higher in organization in the club also. They put a lot of money, not only in the Super League or China One, but also in the China Two, which means the third tier of competitions. A lot of foreign players, a lot of foreign coaches, a lot of foreign directors, technical directors, which means people who were in charge for organization of the schools, of the academies over there. So in this period, we all thought that the China goes in right direction. When we speak about football, as you know, over there, in this time, in this period, also a lot of good players come to play in China in Super League. Also, very, very big coaching names also started to work over there. So as I told you, in this period, me, as all the other people, foreign coaches, especially who work in China, we all thought that China goes to right direction. When we speak about this project they wanted to develop. So in this period, it was very good to work over there. They put a very, very big number of kids playing football, not only boys and girls also. And as you know, they have I don't know, billions and a half of people over there, and it is normal for them that if they put very big mass of number of children, in the end you can make the good selection for national teams, and to start to prepare there, for example, for first team, because it was long-term project. But as you can see now, more than 10 years after all of this, China national team is not giving the results they expect. I don't know. A lot of guys. I remember once. One guy told me, when we speak about China's football, he told me, we are not China. We are not for the football. We are more for ping pong. You understand? Yeah. So who knows? Yeah, who knows? But I want to tell you that infrastructures and organization in China in this period and now is on the very, very high level. Very high
So
level.
you returned to Tajikistan, and maybe that's why you've got the name down there as champ, because you went there and won a lot of things over there. So in 2015, for you to be the
Yeah.
assistant coach, you won a lot.
Yeah. What happened over there? When I go back home, the good friend of mine, the head coach of FC Istiklal, the champion of Tajikistan, Mubin Ergashev, he invite me and say, "Okay, Nikola, listen, next year we are going to participate in IFC Cup, which means the second biggest competition, club competition in Asia. This is similar as the Europa League here in Europe in this period. And we are debutants over there. Uh, if you are willing to come and help me, because it will be very serious competition. Um, and he didn't need uh, to to tell me more than this. After a couple of words, I say yes, okay, I will come, because for me, be a part of uh, that kind of competition also was very big step. And I say okay, yeah, and then I go work with him. We start work, and as you mentioned, we have I think that we have a very successful season over there. As a participant, yeah, as a participant, we play final of this IFC Cup, which was very big results for the country like Tajikistan. I don't know.
Well, look, you got the runners up in that competition, but you won the Super Cup, you won the Cup as well, but you also won the league. So I think
Yeah,
that's success, wouldn't you say?
yeah, of course, yeah, of course. But when we speak now, when we speak about this in this period, 10 years ago, we need to discuss also about the level of the football in Tajikistan. You cannot expect that this is I don't know, some high level or something like that. But club, when I was working at Istiklal, because 2013 also I work in the national team, but also I work in with the same head coach. I work in Istiklal as assistant coach. So parallelly, I work in two positions. Now also we started. I started as assistant coach, and in this period 10 years ago, because for example, FC Istiklal is the biggest club over there, and they won, I don't know, championship 10 times in a row. You know, and except Istiklal, uh, there is no team in this period who could maybe make some results or be danger for the dangerous for the Istiklal. I don't want to say that we win easily championship and cup, but if we compare our team with other teams, it's obviously because of the budget. We have the biggest, we had the biggest budget over there, and we make good selection, and we expected the people from the club expected those championship, and also cup. But what I can say, as you know, maybe you can feel that you can win easily some competition inside the country, for example, in Tajikistan. But the real value of the power of your team is when you go abroad and when you started to play those competitions, international, like Asian Cups, or I mean competition in Asian Football Federation or in Europe. For example, if you play Champions League or Europe League or Conference League, then you can see what is the real power of your team and your work. And this, for example, this is what I see, what I saw as the real value of my work over there. Understand? And as I told you, we started at debutants. We have some goals, but with no pressure. And we lost first. We lost first match. We lost, and we say, okay, we are debutants. Who knows what will be? But step by step, game by game, we show better and better play and something like this. And in the end, I don't know. We at the end we play final, which was for Tajikistan, as I told you, which was for Tajikistan very big success. And also, I thought in this period that this is the competition at the end of the season when I can observe my work and work of head coach or coaching staff or something like this. And yes, it was a very good period because in this period we uh, basically had a game. We play Saturday, Wednesday. More time I spend in airplanes than in Tajikistan. Ah, something like this. But as I told you, I thought also it could be a very big step for me, be part of something like this, be participate in this competition. For me, was a very big goal.
So you returned to the Tajikistan national team, and I suppose this was probably the better time because you played. I believe it was about 7 games. I've got the games in front of me, and you also were trying to qualify for the World Cup. Obviously, that got held in Russia. So you were under 2 managers in the qualifications, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So in the first manager, I've got the Maldives, Syria, Jordan, and Bangladesh. So you managed to win against Syria, Maldives, and Bangladesh. So I suppose you started off pretty well. I mean, actually, you drew to Bangladesh, but I suppose you started pretty well in your bid to qualify for the World Cup and build some momentum.
Yeah, of course. As I told you, in this period we could not. It was 10 years ago. We could not say they okay. We are on the level. I don't know. We have some level now, and then we can say for ourselves that we are a favorite in some games, something like that. No, we were in the process of developing, of growing, and of course, every federation and every club who participate in some of these competitions have some goals. But the question is, are those goals realistic or not? And in this case, we didn't have so much pressure. The most important thing was to represent a good game, to go and not to, for example, to be outsiders in every game. And this I think this was the most important thing. Also, we didn't have some big expectation because in this period we play against Jordan, who was a very good national team. You know, as you can see now, also now it's first time also for Jordan. I think they managed to qualify for the World Cup, but also in this period they were in the level higher than me, than us. You know, and those other teams, for example, Bangladesh, it's not that level. But you forgot to mention that also Australia was in
Well,
we
Australia was the next set under the other manager.
yeah. Australia was in this period. Also, Australia was the member of our group, and in this period, I think Postecoglou was the head coach. They came to Tajikistan. We played. I think we lost 3-0, but the Australian national team was very good. And after that, I think the last game we went to Australia and play against Australia, and we have a catastrophic results. But yes, it's sad and not nice when you lost in such a big result. But all of this are some kind of experience for all of us. For me, for coaching staff, for head coach, for people from federation, it was very big experience for some other years to come.
When you were against Postecoglou, though, did anything sort of happen? Like, did you look at him and think he's definitely going to make it to the top level?
Uh, yes, I didn't think too much about him in this period. But if if we speak about the games they play, national team Australia play in this period, we knew that they are on the high level, and also they have a head coach, top class head coach, which means head coach in high level. There is no doubt about this, for example. And what now when we see now, it was a good opinion of us in this period, because I think there were some. I'm not sure, but I think there were some first steps of Postecoglou in the football in this level. I'm sorry if I made a mistake, because I'm not sure, but be a part of Australian national team with such kind of players is of course a level more higher than any other teams in which means national teams in the groups. And as I told you, in this period, as I knew that national team of Australia is a top class national team, I also had the same opinion for Postecoglou, that he is a top class football coach.
So you returned as to the head coach once again, and you managed to win it all again in Tajikistan. You won you were champions of the league. You won the cup winners again, and the Super Cup winners. So now you're the head coach, and now I suppose you've done it again, but this time you are the top guy.
Yeah, yeah. But as I told you, in this period, I spent only 6 months, and in this period, we won all of this. But as I told you, I thought over there that we don't have some particular team who can make this success or this result of us the worse than we expected. You know, there was not some team who can make any problem for us. So I need to tell you that everybody expect from Istiklal to win over there. What is the important thing that as I look at this situation now, and also from the situation from the last year, we are going to speak about this. Being the champion in Tajikistan is not too much important then and now. Then have a chance by these results to be participant of the Champions League or this IFC Cup, which is now Champion League 2. So now they have Champion League Elite and Champion League 2. So this IFC Cup is in the level of, for example, Champion League 2 right now in Asia. So I was thinking, I was always thinking, okay, being a champion over there, but what these results can give me in the future. And in the future, knowing that you can be the participant of this Asian competition was something what motivated you to go over there, work, win, and then to go to express yourself in international competitions, you know.
So the next few years for you were really, really important. You went to Montenegro, but only for a brief time in 2017. So just briefly, could you just sum up your time in Montenegro?
Yeah, it's Montenegro. It's very specific surrounding. How to say? Um, I went home because I didn't manage to make a deal for the next season for Istiklal, and then I go back home and I have some pause. And then they call me. Second part of the season, they call me to go to. They invited me to go to Montenegro, which I also accept because I I um, I always thought, and also I think now the same, that you can go whenever you want all around the world, but Europe is Europe. To be honest with you and your audience, Europe is Europe. The best football is in Europe. The best organization is in Europe, and something like that, because you know what you are going for, what you are going in Asia. Working in Africa is also okay, it's some other things. I never had a chance to be in touch with football in South America, but I always thought, and I'm thinking right now also, that Europe is Europe. So I wanted to start as the head coach position in national league anywhere in Europe, and then I accept to be a part uh, for this club in Montenegro. So basically, that's it. For example, but in this period, I think I didn't stay uh, too much, too long over there, because I received the offer from China after this, and in China also, mm, the project, as we already discussed, it was some very big project. I could not believe when we start to negotiate, which means when we start to talk about conditions and about project. I was, for example, I was in like, wow, is this possible? Somebody to put this kind of budget and money in something like this, and where you don't know if it will be success or not, you know. And for this, I say yes, because China in this period was also in the high level, and when we comparing to Tajikistan, and for this team Istiklal, for me, I thought it could be one step uh, higher than the level of Tajikistan, and I accept this.
So you're quite the journeyman. You've been to many countries to manage or to be director. So after came the return to Tajikistan once more as the head coach, and of course, again, you had to go there and win.
Yeah, we we finished. I was in China for 1 year, and we came over there. I came over there to be the part of development this new team. The team who in this period started to participate in China League One, which is second tier of the competitions. We came. It was new project. It was a project of BSU, Beijing Sport University, and also when I saw the conditions over there, I said it is uh, the the highest possible level I work. Then if I compare with the early years when I worked in, I don't know, in Tajikistan or Montenegro, something like that. And this is what I expected, because the whole organization was very good. And as I told you, we started to participate in this China League One. Uh, we make all the fundament, and also from the I don't know, teams until the first team. And after that, I spent 1 year over there, but we didn't. I didn't manage to after 1 year. I didn't manage to make a deal for the next year. For example, they offered me some positions. I didn't. I was not satisfied too much, and then we not make a deal, and then I left this project. I left this project in first time. I was sorry a little bit more, but after a couple of years, I got information that this project disappeared. As for example, you already know, last couple of years, especially after COVID, it's not the same level in China as the level before COVID. You know, and then I go back. I go back to Hujand in Tajikistan. My friend called me, come, we are going to participate in FC Cup. As I told you, those international competitions were always the big motivation for me, and I think that. the many of my colleagues could agree with me with this, because be part of some international, I don't know, competition here or in Asia, doesn't matter, of Champion League or European League or Conference League, is always motivation for our coaches, to to try to make some results, to try to express yourself in in Asia or in Europe and something like that. So I accept and go over there, and then we play qualifications. We make good results. We started the group phase, but unfortunately, after one game, we needed to stop everything because of COVID. As you maybe remember, in this period, as you maybe remember, all the leagues stopped earlier. Only, I think, only Tajikistan and Honduras, I think, only two countries, which means two leagues, continue the competitions in the next 20 days or 30 days. I don't know, 1 month more. So it was interesting in this period. Also, many people call me uh, to have an interview because everything stopped. Only Tajikistan play. You know, it was very interesting. But in some point, we also needed to stop this, this. And because of this COVID situation, when I go through the COVID also over there, I spent some time in hospital. And after that, they said me, okay, you need to have some months of recovery. And then I decide to go back home and to have this, to continue my recovery here in my hometown. But as I told you, it was a good step, I think, for me also. Um, One more step. I don't know if it is one step up or down, but it was just my decision.
So there's still many more clubs to talk about, but I suppose when you are moving, later on you moved to Uzbekistan, but you've been to Tajikistan many times. Sorry, it's such a tongue twister. But how do you understand the languages when you're there? Do you learn them when you're there, before, after? Like, how do you gel into these countries so well?
Now, look, all those countries are former Republic of Soviet Union, and all those countries speaks beside their native languages, they speak also Russian. When we compare with Serbian language and Russian language are very similar, very similar, because as you know, Serbs are we are in the same we are the same people as Russians, as Ukrainians, and Belarus. We are the Slavonic, And when we speak about this, Russian and Serbian language are very similar. So I didn't have too much problem about this. I don't know. Maybe I needed maybe 2 3 months to start to understand almost everything they speak about and to talk. But it was in my first time in Tajikistan, 2013 and 2015. Man, I learned all of those things, and after that, I didn't have any problem in communication with them.
So there was a time that you went to Libya, but we are running out of time quite quickly. So you went to the Saudi Pro League, which obviously now has become such a big thing, and you were there 2021. So that would have been
Yeah.
just perhaps as the money and all the big players were coming in.
It was, I think, it was the last season. When I say last season, I think it was the last season before they started to invest a lot of money in this project. But it doesn't mean that they 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 they're not uh, put the money before this. For example, also in this period when I was in Saudi Arabia, in this time also there were some players from Europe or South America who had very good career, and civis. And also it was obviously then that it is the high level high level organizations living in Saudi. it's specific. But for example, for me, I like the Arabic countries. I feel very comfortable over there because during this 2015 competition IFC Cup, when we play IFC Cup for the first time with Istiklal, we travel a lot of in those countries, play lot of games and matches in those countries, and I don't know, just I like the way of life over there, the way of citizens, I don't know, and the mentality and all of those things. And for me, it was very comfortable to be over there, to stay over there. In this period, I was in a position of assistant coach also. The head coach was the friend of mine also, the name Nestor and Maestro. He was very good experience working in Germany, working with the good coaches in Germany, and also uh, as a assistant coach, as also as a head coach, he already had how to say good experience working in Slovakia or Bulgaria, also Austria. And then when we spoke, I said, okay, yeah, that's it. I know this is that level. This is that level. I want to continue this in this level, and then I accept, and then we go. And it was, yeah, very specific experience for me. Saudi Arabia is a big country with a lot of money. They love football. The infrastructure is very good over there. The fields are very good. Stadiums are top class. We can compare those stadiums with stadiums in Europe. I don't know. They wanted to invest a lot of money. It was in this period, and after this season, they put more money in those in those projects, and started to bring much bigger names uh, when we speak about players and when we speak about coaches.
So you also went to Uzbekistan as well. I really want to talk about Saudi Arabia, but just one more question on that. So the facilities that are in Saudi Arabia and the infrastructure, and obviously now there's so many players that have headed and are going over to Saudi to play football. Do you see the Saudi Arabian project being a success in 10, 20 years' time? Do you think it will still be remarked as a big league?
Yeah, I think so. I think so because I think it's, first of all, it's totally different mentality when we spoke or compare about people from Saudi, which means Arabic people, and those in China. I think the first difference is about mentality. Those people in Saudi Arabia, I think they are really fanatic when we speak about football, and they have a lot of money. The money is not something what is important for them this moment. As you can see now, two, 2 years ago, they bought also Newcastle for this kind of money. I think this kind of I had this kind of feeling and uh, opinion that for them money is nothing, you know. And I think they will succeed in this. When we see also last World Cup, you see the Saudi Arabia team make some surprises. For example, winning Argentina, something like this. As I told you, those are not the same mentality of the people, and I think this mentality is something what will make Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia players from Saudi Arabia will make more seriously uh, by competitions in some next period than, for example, if I compare for China, something like this. So I truly believe that in years to come, I think they will be much more better and better in the field of the football.
So you went to Uzbekistan. What was that like for you? Because it was like you went to Uzbekistan, back to Tajikistan, and then you went back to Uzbekistan to the same club.
Yeah, after Saudi Arabia, I discuss I discuss with the friend of mine. We discuss what is the next after this season, and they say, okay, we have an offer to stay in Saudi Arabia, But I have a conversation with my friend. I say, okay, but I don't know. I'm more to be independent and to go to my way as a head coach position. And in this period, they stay over there. They stay over there. I leave this project in Saudi Arabia because I got the offer from Uzbekistan. And I say, okay, because Uzbekistan is also in the central of Asia, Central Asia country. Uh, all those countries are ex-Soviet Union republics, and I already knew what I could expect over there because the mentality of all those people are more or less the same. Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, I don't know. But if we are starting to talk about Uzbekistan, I need to say, for example, I want to make some comparison to be clean to you and your audience also. When we speak about Uzbekistan, for example, 30 years ago, they have two options to be part of UEFA or to be part of Asian Football Confederation. And in this period, they choose to be in Asian Football Confederation competitions because they thought that they could maybe easy go through some qualifications and be participant for the World Cup, I don't know, for the Asian Cup and something like that, then to trying to play UEFA competitions or qualifications. And in this period, they make the decision that it will be very difficult for them to make some success, and they choose Asia Football Confederation. But in the same thing. For example, Kazakhstan, in opposite, choose to be a part of UEFA, and now last couple of years, let's say last 20 years, and maybe you can know, they managed to be a participant of some clubs competition, UEFA competition, like Champions League, like Europe League. And why I think this is important for you, because in this period maybe you could see those clubs and you could be familiar with style of playing and with quality and with the level of the clubs from Kazakhstan, you know, which I think it's okay for Europe. But why I'm speaking about this? I'm speaking about this because I want to compare level of Uzbekistan with level of Kazakhstan, which means for me they are in the same level. So as you can see from the clubs from and expect from the clubs from Kazakhstan, you can also expect the same level from the teams from Uzbekistan, which means, and I already knew that it was very good level. For me, it was very good level. I think that Uzbekistan football is maybe not in first five, but in first seven, eight countries in Asia when we speak about clubs, you know,
So
club
you,
football.
in 2024, you returned to win another cup, of course, in Tajikistan in 2024, before moving back to Uzbekistan, which you just touched upon. So, in the last couple of years, you've been pretty successful in cups, and obviously that is defined by success. So, how would you sum up the last couple of years in Uzbekistan and also Tajikistan as well?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
So, in the last couple of years, you've been pretty successful. You've gone back to Uzbekistan twice with the same club, and also in Tajikistan where you won the cup. So, you've been pretty successful going back to the same club twice. So, you must be doing something right, but also winning the cup as well. So, in the last few years, how would you sum up your experiences?
Yeah, look, as you could notice, yes, I always come back to Tajikistan. I got over there three times in Uzbekistan 2 times in the same clubs. For example, what is important for me is not only to present myself as a coach, because it's very questionable if I can say for myself or result to talk uh, to my name that I'm good or bad coach. This is not for me. This is not the most important thing. It's for me. It's also very important thing how you will represent yourself as a person. You know, which kind of quality of human quality you will bring over there, which kind of relationship you will have with the board of the directors, with the owners, with the people over there, with fans also. You know, and the most important thing for me is for tomorrow when I leave something that when somebody talk about me to say, uh, okay, Lazarevic, he is good or bad coach, but Lazarevic is a good guy. You know, his character is good, and also I think this is very important because you never know what will be tomorrow. I didn't have idea uh, that I will go back to Tajikistan and in Uzbekistan so many times, because every time I leave Tajikistan I say never again, never again, and then after that I go. So as I told you, for me is also the important thing, stay in a good relationship with all those people. And I also think beside the coaching job, this is also something what make those reference of mine in the people in charge in football over there, in the board of directors, in owners over there, and that's it. And this is why, for example, I go twice, and this year also I go over there and started work. Also last year in Istiklal for the third time in Istiklal. Uh, Also, we didn't spoke too much. We didn't spend too much time uh, making a deals. You know about our cooperation. We spoke 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, you will come. Okay, I will come, and that's it. Especially because last year we were participant with the Champions League, because last couple of years Istiklal is a participant of Champions League of Asia, and for me it is, for example, the highest level. Doesn't matter about quality of football over there, but if you are participant in Champions League of Asia, it's it is some level you can work in, and that's it. For example, yes, we want also something. We won Super Cup and championship over there and something like this, but the most important thing was this Champion League, because uh, I will come from the beginning when we first time mentioned Tajikistan. When you mention Tajikistan, you think it's not attractive destination about football, but yes, that's right. If we speak about domestic league, but for every coach and every player, especially from this part of the world, from Europe, if you want to express yourself in Asia, there is no better place than Champions League. And Istiklal is absolutely the team who can give you the chance to express yourself, because they play last couple of years, they play Champions League. So you have chance. If you have chance or offer from Istiklal, I think that for example, players or coaches could accept this, because as I already told you, in this way you can be a part of the Champions League, and then you can express yourself over there for something big, for example.
I've just got two more questions for you. The first one is, how do you set your team up? Is it the same formation, the same instructions that you give? Could you just give us an idea? So if I'm the player, how would your team set up?
Yeah, look, this is uh, the very big term we can discuss about this. It all depends about budget and about ambitions of the club, because the coach can have some vision before every coach before he start some work. He can have some vision he wants to implement. But when you come over there, not only in those countries but anywhere, you need to be familiar first which kind of quality you have over there about players. What was ambitions of the clubs about players, if they want to develop some young players or they want to be competitive in some international competitions, they have a budget and want to invest in some better players, something like this. In this situation, when you make the selection, when you bring some players you can bring by the budget or something like this, then you can see what kind of vision, especially what kind of style or something like that you can implement. You cannot force something if you don't have players for this. You need to have some particular profile of players to do some things. And to be honest, the most of the times I needed to adapt for the quality of players. For example, uh, until the time I last year when I go back to Tajikistan. In Tajikistan, in this Istiklal, I have some not maybe chance not to bring top class players, but I have some chance to bring the players who I thought they can be the right players in right positions, something close to my vision or my style. And we did that, and also I could make something. But as I told you, if you don't have particular profile of players, you cannot implement a lot of things you plan to implement. It was, for example, it was last year. But for example, in Uzbekistan, in first year, I also could not implement my style, my vision. But in this point, when I realize which kind of profile of players I have, and spending the time in pre-season, when I saw that I cannot play this, okay, I can't play with them this, and after and all the through all the season, I thought that this adaptation of the profile of the players was very good for the games we have and style of play we played, and it brings some results. In the end, it brings some results, and also it was good for me. It was good for me also to see some other formation, for example, or how can I fix some problems in some other formation, which is good.
So it's about being adaptable, right? And I suppose now with you, I believe out of contract, where would you like to find yourself next? Are you looking to go into Europe? Because I suppose you haven't really explored Western Europe like Spain or Germany or Gibraltar or Andorra.
Yeah, sure. uh, I would like to stay here in Europe. I would like to find some other some next project here in Europe, and I'm how to say, I force now in this way. I I'm looking in this way right now and working on it. But as I told you, you never know. As a football coach, you never know what will be tomorrow. You know, uh, tomorrow if somebody also invite me, or I've got some invitation or offer from some good project from Asia, I don't know, for example, from Asia, yes, I will accept and go further. But for now, my focus is here in Europe, and as I told you already, I would like to start in some club and in some project here in Europe, and we will see. We will see what will be tomorrow.
Well, absolutely, Nikola. Hopefully, you end up coming to England, and then hopefully, I'll be able to support you. But look, the best of luck with your career. And yeah, you never know. Hopefully, you do land a job in England, and I'll be supporting you all the way.
Yeah, thank you very much. The England will be the top of my career. Also, the best football I think is played in England, in Premier League, in Championship. Also, there is no doubt. And who knows tomorrow? Who knows? Nobody knows.
Well, thank you very much for joining me. All the best.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you also to you and all your audience. Thank you.